This is Power Grind Boxing, where we're dedicated to the great sport of boxing. I want you to subscribe right now for another jab of boxing news from around the world, commentary and entertainment. And our focus on this channel is to honor those of the past and the present who have made a positive contribution to this great sport of boxing. This is Quick Jab, and right now we're getting ready to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis saying that Ryan Garcia is juicing. Yeah, you heard that right. I was looking at Fight Hype, and mass shouts out to my peoples at Fight Hype. Listen, I was looking at Fight Hype today, and Gervonta Tank Davis accused Ryan Garcia of juicing. Now, I got to give you my thoughts on that subject right there. Now, there's something called libel, and then there's something called slander. Now, libel is a defamatory statement that is written down that basically speaks negatively about an individual, right? And then you have something called slander. Now, slander is a defamatory statement that's spoken about an individual or a company, etc., right? Now, I don't know if you know this, but Floyd Mayweather accused Manny Pacquiao of using performance enhancements. And then Pacquiao sued Floyd Mayweather. And guess what? Pacquiao won. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis, he was getting interviewed in Fight Hype, and they was asking him a series of questions, and then they, basically that came up. So one of the things that he said is that he believed that it's possible, or he believes that Ryan Garcia is either juicing or he canceled that fight because he did not want to cut weight and then have a fight and then fight with Gervonta Davis and have to cut weight again. You got what I'm saying? He said basically he may have wanted to stay at that weight and then only cut weight when he's getting ready to fight me. And that's the reason why he pulled out of that fight. Now, my message to Gervonta Tank Davis and every other individual who is considered a celebrity or superstar, you have to be careful of your allegations. You can only throw allegations if you have concrete evidence that someone has done something or said something. You can't just say that someone is juicing if you do not have concrete proof of that individual doing whatever it is you are accusing that individual of doing. Now, Ryan Garcia, he did come out of the Reynoso camp, and the Reynoso camp has been charged and found, of using clenbuterol, or a performance enhancement drug. It was found in that camp. So I understand that it's possible to use deductive reasoning and just using your own logic to say, you know what? It's possible that Ryan Garcia is using some type of performance enhancement drug. You can say that it's possible, but what you cannot do without having some type of consequences or repercussions, you can't say that that camp is using performance enhancement drugs or is juicing unless you have proof. And if you don't have proof, then guess what? You got to sit silent on the subject. You can't just say whatever you want to say. Now, I understand that you're in the media and everyone's asking all these questions and you get tired of these questions. But my message to Tank is don't get caught up in the media hype. These media monsters, they are consistently looking for a sound bite. They're looking for you to say something that may be deemed inappropriate so that they can use it as a headline. And you did a good job of that. Now what you're doing is putting yourself in a position where you could be sued. You got what I'm saying? You might be sued for slander because you can't just say somebody's doing something that they may or may not be doing without proof. And if you don't have proof, you have to say that you don't have proof. Now you can say, hey, they doing blah, 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 blah. Allegedly, you can say it like that, but you can't just accuse. You can't just throw around accusations, because what happens is it damages a brand. If you don't know, Ryan Garcia is a brand. You know, he got modeling sponsors. He got Gatorade sponsors. He got all these sponsors. He's on social media. He got a lot of social media followers, subscribers, etc. Right? So what you can't do is you can't hurl unfounded and unsubstantiated allegations without some type of proof. That's just how it works. So I hope that no litigation comes out of this situation. However, I heard with my own ears, and it's all over the internet right now, that Gervonta Tank Davis has accused Ryan Garcia of juicing, and that is not a good look. It's not okay. Now, it seems like you would have learned from Floyd. This happened to Floyd. And then he had to pay money because he got sued by Pacquiao. You know, so I'm not understanding, like, look, man, you got to move. You got to think strategic. Look, man, these people who are in media, they don't care about Gervonta Tank Davis. They don't. Now, I remember when Gervonta Tank Davis was first coming into the boxing media eye. He was real, I'm not going to say timid, but he was slow to speak. He didn't want to rush out into the media and just speak. He wasn't fast to speak. Like, oh yeah, let me think about this. And let me say this. And let me say. No, he was slow to speak. You know, he'll speak, but you know, he just was slow with it. You know what I'm saying? He'll say something every now and then. And a lot of times he'll be like, nah, I'm good. You got what I'm saying? That is the Gervonta Tank Davis that I miss. I miss the hungry Tank that was just wanting to prove it in the ring and didn't want to have a whole lot of words. I understand that. You want the fan base. But I'm telling you, man, the fans of boxing, they are really finicky. They really fickle. They are not really fans of you. You know, people will root for you as long as you're doing good. They'll act like they're okay with you, but in reality, they are not okay with you. This is just how it is in the sport of boxing. Now I'm getting ready to pull up on my phone a quote that I just heard a great individual say. It says, everyone that you fight is not your enemy, and everyone that helps you is not your friend. I want you to soak on that right there, Gervonta Tank Davis. Everyone that you fight is not your enemy, and everyone that helps you is not your friend. So I understand that you think speaking to a lot of these media individuals and these media entities and media companies is good for your brand. Sometimes in actuality, it's not. Because what they try to do is they try to consistently set you up because they only care about your downfall. Now that you all the way up and you undefeated and you up right now, yeah, they gonna be there. But they don't care about you. They wait for you to fall so they can report on your fall. Because there's no way, if somebody cared about you, then they would be trying to set up a question for you to answer like that. I'm very angry about that situation. Very angry. Because these people know what they're doing. Look, man, fighters fight. They need the spotlight. And the horrible thing about some of you media people is that you know it. So you do everything. You use your little technology, your little brain to try to set them up and put them in traps. I get it, because you don't care nothing about them. I can see it. And they should be able to see it, but sometimes they can't, because they're constantly in a rush to gain followers, or to gain the likes and gain the celebrity and gain the attraction. They need it because that's how they feed their families. And what kills me about some of these media whores is that they don't care nothing about these fighters. And these fighters, they put in blood, sweat, and tears. They putting in thousands of rounds, hundreds of rounds, only to be put in a position to try to be made a 30-second clip of them saying something that's unsubstantiated, or saying something that's not okay, or saying something that can put them in a position where they can be sued. I get so tired of it. Now, I understand that grown men got to make grown men decisions. You got me? I get it. Tank a grown man and he said what he said. I get it. But I'm telling you, man, I don't just blame Gervonta Tank Davis. I blame some of you, because the media has perpetuated a lot of the problems that exist in boxing to this day. Salute to Deontay Wilder. It really makes me angry. If you really want to stand for something, when people are doing things that are inappropriate in boxing, why don't you shine a light on that? Use your platform to shine a light on things that are not right in boxing, and no one is doing that. It's a couple of boxing channels out there, but I'm just saying, like, for the most part, but like I said, man, Gervonta, when I heard that, I was like, oh man, big sad face. Big sad face, because I'm telling you, man, they gonna run with that. And it's all over the news right now. It just broke my heart when I heard it. Because like I said, man, I know how these media guys are working. You got me? Because I remember when I was in radio. Well, I'm not gonna give you that story. But like I said, I understand what's going on. It's just not right. You got what I'm saying? Gervonta Tank Davis, I doubt if he'll ever see this message, but man, I'm hoping that you think wisely before you talk to some of these people, man. You got to keep some of your thoughts in your mind. You can never say what you think somebody else is doing. You got what I'm saying? If you don't know what somebody else is doing, don't even say what they doing. You got what I'm saying there? If you know, then boom. But don't give these people your thoughts. You got what I'm saying? Just promote your fight. Promote your personality. You know what I'm saying? If you got to be arrogant and you got to say you the man and you number one and you got to, you know what I'm saying? Do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm number one. Can't nobody touch me. Can't nobody defeat me. I'm knocking this person out and this person out. You know, I got that fire in these hands right here. You got what I'm saying? Just promote yourself, but don't use your media moment to speak negatively about another fighter, especially when that other fighter is an individual that is consistently not being who they say they are. Ryan Garcia says that he's a fighter, and what he consistently does is not fight, get on social media and talk it out. That's what he do. So you gotta look for the play. So now if he hits you with the lawsuit, then what's going to happen? They got you on tape saying all of this crazy stuff. It's on video and it's blasted already out there. And the person who used to be your mentor, Floyd Money Mayweather, he already went down that road. So look, you got to learn from the individuals who came before you. He went through that. So hopefully you don't have to go through that. And then you going through the same thing he went through. Like, come on, man. You got to learn. You got to use wisdom. You got to study the greats. And if you don't know, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greats of boxing. His face should be one of the individuals that's on the statue of boxing. You know, if you got a top 10, his face is going to be on the statue. He's going to be up there. He's just going to always be in that top tier. That's just how it works. He already went through all of these things. You have to learn from the mistakes and the decisions that he made, positive and negative. You got to learn from all of it. Like, come on, man, stop setting yourself up, putting yourself in a position where these people can take your money. Come on, Tank, you got to do better, man. When you know better, you got to do better, man. Come on. That just hurt my heart when I saw that. I saw getting plastered over the news right now. I'm like, oh man, this is not okay. It's just not okay. But that's my thoughts. What do you think about Gervonta Tank Davis accusing Ryan Garcia of juicing? Let me know in the comments below. This is Power Grind Boxing, courtesy of Power Grind Sports, reminding you to stay on the grind. Peace.